Often hailed as the epitome of beauty in Hollywood's golden age, she captivated audiences not just with her looks, but with a presence that defined an era before the word superstar entered the lexicon. Inspiration for iconic characters like Snow White and the original Catwoman, her influence stretched beyond the silver screen. Yet, beneath the glamorous surface lay a mind that ventured into the realms of invention and innovation, revealing a depth that contrasted sharply with the public's narrow focus on her appearance. Her story unfolds as a blend of dazzling stardom and brilliant ingenuity, challenging the simplistic image crafted by Hollywood's spotlight and inviting a closer look at the remarkable woman behind the fame. Born Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler on November 9, 1914, in Vienna, Austria, Hedy Lamarr grew up in a family deeply rooted in cultural and artistic traditions. Her parents, Emil and Trudy Kiesler, were Jewish immigrants from Ukraine and Hungary who created a nurturing environment filled with intellectual and creative pursuits. Emil, her father, was a successful bank director, which allowed the family to live comfortably and enjoy a privileged lifestyle. Her mother, Trudy, was a concert pianist, and through her, Hedy was introduced early on to the refined worlds of music and performance. This blend of financial stability and artistic exposure played a significant role in shaping Hedy's identity and ambitions. Despite the difficult times they lived through, the Kiesler family maintained a strong commitment to culture and the arts, which influenced Hedy's future career and personal development. Growing up in Vienna, Hedy's life was surrounded by privilege and a rich atmosphere of intellectual growth. From an early age, she attended private schools where she received special tutoring that helped her shine both academically and artistically. Her home was a place filled with the beauty of art, music, and literature, largely influenced by her mother, who was a musician. This nurturing environment sparked Hedy's interest in the arts and the glamorous world of cinema. She spent much of her time immersed in movie magazines, dreaming of one day becoming an actress. By the time she was 10, she had already become fluent in 4 languages, a clear sign of her sharp mind and ability to adapt quickly. This combination of a strong education and early exposure to artistic influences created a solid base that would support her future success in Hollywood. From an early age, Hedy's fascination with acting and stardom was unmistakable. As she spent hours poring over movie magazines, she became captivated by the glamour of Hollywood and the allure of becoming a star. She would practice lines and expressions, carefully mimicking the actresses she admired, imagining herself shining on the silver screen. Her determination to follow this path was clear to her parents, who, despite the societal expectations for young women at the time, chose to support her ambitions. Hedy's linguistic skills and cultural knowledge, developed from a young age, gave her a strong foundation for an international career. However, her father Emil had concerns about her entering the unpredictable world of entertainment, worried about the challenges she might face. Nevertheless, her passion and early dedication set the stage for a remarkable journey ahead. At just 12 years old, Hedy's striking beauty was already clear, winning her a local beauty contest that gave her early attention. This small success sparked a strong passion within her, pushing her to chase her dreams of acting with great determination. Despite the hesitations of her parents, especially her father who worried about the uncertain world of acting, Hedy convinced them to let her take acting lessons. This was quite unusual at the time, particularly for a girl from a respected Jewish family in Vienna. Her persistence showed how deeply motivated she was to follow her dreams. This early experience was a key moment in her life, setting her apart from others and starting her path toward becoming a famous actress on the international stage. Determined to break into the film industry, Hedy dropped out of school in 1930 and took a job as a stenographer, hoping it would lead to more opportunities in the film world. Her ambition and charm soon caught the attention of others, and she was offered a job as a script girl at Tobias Sasha, Vienna's first film studio. While working at the studio, Hedy was exposed to the inner workings of filmmaking, from script writing to direction, and she absorbed every lesson eagerly. Although her role was behind the scenes, it allowed her to build connections and learn from seasoned professionals. This experience would prove invaluable as she pursued her acting career more seriously. It wasn't long before Hedy's beauty and talent caught the eye of Max Reinhardt, a famous Austrian producer who invited her to join his well-known acting school in Berlin. There, she learned the art of acting under his careful guidance, developing skills that helped her stand out. Soon after, she began her film career with small roles in early Austrian movies. People admired her performances, but it was her daring part in the film Ecstasy that made her truly famous. Working with Reinhardt taught her the subtle details of dramatic acting, giving her the confidence she needed to succeed in Hollywood later on. Her experience in Berlin opened many opportunities and firmly set her on the path to becoming a respected actress. In 1932, Hedy Lamarr took on a role in the film Ecstasy that was unlike anything audiences had seen before. The movie pushed boundaries by requiring her to appear partially nude and express intense emotions that shocked viewers around the world. This bold performance stirred strong reactions, drawing both harsh criticism and admiration for its daring honesty. The film's controversial nature led to it being banned in several countries, including Germany, where Adolf Hitler himself prohibited it. Additionally, the Pope condemned the film, adding to the widespread scandal. Despite the backlash, Ecstasy catapulted Hedy into international fame almost overnight. She became known as the Ecstasy Girl, a label that brought her both attention and scrutiny. This scandal haunted her throughout her career, yet it also marked her as a fearless actress willing to take risks that others would avoid. Her role in Ecstasy remains a defining moment that shaped how the public saw her, blending controversy with undeniable talent and boldness. Amidst her rising fame, Hedy attracted numerous admirers, including Fritz Mandl, a wealthy Austrian industrialist known for his connections to high-profile political figures. Mandl, captivated by her beauty, pursued her relentlessly and eventually persuaded her to marry him in 1933 when she was just 18 years old. Although their marriage provided financial security, it came at the cost of her freedom. Mandl, a controlling husband, barred her from acting and forced her into the role of hostess at social gatherings with figures like Mussolini and Hitler. Hedy felt increasingly trapped in her role as Mandl's wife, with limited autonomy, but this period exposed her to the world of military technology and arms dealing, which would later inspire her inventions. She was present at many of these gatherings where discussions about weapons and military strategies took place, giving her a rare insight into advanced technologies of the time. Despite the restrictions imposed on her personal and professional life, this exposure sparked her curiosity and laid the groundwork for her future contributions to science and technology. The complex dynamics of her marriage shaped not only her personal experiences, but also her innovative spirit, which would eventually lead her to develop groundbreaking ideas beyond the silver screen. Hedy's marriage to Mandl was far from the fairy tale many imagined. As her husband grew more possessive, he imposed strict controls on her movements and social interactions. She was no longer an actress, but a trophy wife, kept on a tight leash. Hedy was under constant surveillance, unable to go anywhere alone or pursue her interests freely. Despite the luxurious surroundings that could have suggested a life of ease and comfort, she was deeply unhappy. This growing unhappiness pushed her to begin planning a way to escape. Mandl's high-profile connections and his paranoia about her leaving made the attempt dangerous and complicated. This oppressive time in her life only fueled her desire to regain control and live independently, setting the stage for her dramatic escape from Austria. In 1937, after enduring years of feeling trapped in her marriage, Hedy Lamarr took bold steps to escape her husband's control. The exact details of her departure remain mysterious, with Hedy sharing different stories over time. Some accounts mention her drugging her maid to create an opportunity, while others describe her slipping away in disguise. Regardless of the method, she successfully fled to Paris, a city that marked the beginning of her new life. From there, she traveled to London, where she experienced a sense of freedom she had long been denied. This escape was more than just a physical departure. It was a powerful act of reclaiming her life and asserting her independence. In London, Hedy made important connections within the film industry, which opened doors for her future. Her journey from captivity to liberty set the stage for her move to Hollywood, where she aimed to start fresh and build a career on her own terms. Upon arriving in London, Hedy encountered Louis B. Mayer, the head of MGM, who was initially wary of her because of the scandal surrounding her earlier film, Ecstasy. Despite his skepticism, Mayer recognized something special in her, a star quality that could shine in Hollywood. He offered her a contract, but it was modest, and she was not willing to accept it right away. Instead, she cleverly joined Mayer on his voyage across the Atlantic to America, using this opportunity to negotiate for a better salary. During this time, Mayer suggested that she change her name to avoid the negative attention linked to her past. Inspired by Mayer's favorite silent film star, she chose the name Hedy Lamarr. This new identity helped distance her from the controversy and presented her as a fresh face in the film industry. Her first Hollywood film, Algiers, released in 1938, was a hit and marked a turning point in her career. This success transformed her image from the scandalous actress known for ecstasy into a polished and admired Hollywood starlet, setting the stage for her future in American cinema. As World War II intensified, Hedy Lamarr's worry for her family's safety became a pressing concern, especially after the dangerous political shift when Hitler annexed Austria. With the help of Mayer, she was able to ensure her mother's safe journey to America, where her mother eventually became a citizen. This personal experience with the war and her family's plight deeply influenced Hedy, instilling in her a strong sense of responsibility to support the Allied cause. She did not remain silent but used her fame and public presence to raise awareness and gather funds for war relief efforts. Beyond her public activism, Hedy's commitment extended to her inventive work, which would later play a significant role in military technology. This time in her life revealed her deep loyalty to her family and her determination to contribute in meaningful ways during a period of global crisis. During the early 1940s, Hedy Lamarr showed a remarkable talent beyond her acting career by inventing a frequency-hopping communication system with composer George Antheil. This system was designed to help prevent enemy forces from jamming torpedoes by rapidly switching radio frequencies in a synchronized pattern, making it much harder for enemies to block the signals. Although the U.S. Navy did not use this invention during World War II, the idea was far ahead of its time and laid the groundwork for many modern communication technologies. Today, the principles behind their invention are key to the functioning of Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth, technologies that millions rely on every day. Hedy's patent, while overlooked at first, proved that she was not just a glamorous actress, but also a brilliant inventor. Her work challenged the common stereotype that actresses were only focused on their looks and entertainment. Instead, she showed a deep commitment to innovation and using her intellect to contribute to important causes. It took many years for her contributions to be fully appreciated, but her legacy remains a powerful example of creativity and intelligence breaking barriers. During World War II, Hedy Lamarr used her fame to support the war effort by raising millions of dollars through war bonds. She attended numerous events, charming crowds, and even kissed soldiers to encourage them, and others to donate, showing both her patriotism and her magnetic personality. At the same time, she developed a personal relationship with Howard Hughes, a wealthy aviator and industrialist. She shared her insights on aerodynamics with him, suggesting that his aircraft designs could be improved by studying the shapes and movements of birds and fish. Hughes valued her intelligence and granted her access to his engineering team, allowing her to explore her ideas further. This collaboration highlighted how she stood out in Hollywood, blending her glamorous image with a real passion for science and innovation. Throughout her life, Hedy Lamarr experienced 6 marriages, each bringing its own set of challenges and complexities. Her third marriage to actor John Loder stood out as a time of relative stability, during which she had 2 children. Despite this period of calm, she kept the true paternity of her first son, James, a secret for many years, only revealing it later in life. The pattern of her relationships often ended in divorce, reflecting the intense pressures brought on by fame and her personal struggles. These marriages, while often publicized, were deeply private battles for Hedy. She sought companionship, but faced the difficult task of balancing love with her strong independent spirit and demanding career. The emotional toll of these unions showed how fame did not shield her from personal hardships or the complexities of maintaining close relationships. By the 1950s, Hedy's Hollywood career began to decline as she faced difficulty finding roles that truly matched her talent. The film industry was increasingly focused on younger stars, which left her with fewer opportunities and pushed her into a period of obscurity. During this challenging time, she took legal action to protect her name when Mel Brooks used it in the movie Blazing Saddles. She won the lawsuit, but this episode revealed the harsh realities of fame and how quickly success in Hollywood can fade. Despite the setbacks and her fading public image, Hedy showed resilience, continuing to fight for recognition and trying to reclaim her place in the world of entertainment. In 1949, Hedy Lamarr took on the role of Delilah in Cecil B. DeMille's grand biblical epic, Samson and Delilah. This film quickly rose to become one of the highest-grossing movies of its era, drawing large audiences captivated by its dramatic story and impressive production. Playing opposite Victor Mature, who portrayed Samson, Hedy brought to life the character of Delilah with a mix of charm and allure that held viewers' attention throughout. This role was particularly important for her career, because it came at a time when she was seeing fewer significant parts offered to her. The success of this film helped remind audiences and filmmakers alike of her talent and striking presence on screen. Despite the film industry beginning to shift focus toward younger stars, Hedy's performance in Samson and Delilah proved that she still had the ability to command the spotlight and connect with moviegoers. Her beauty and skill were on full display, making this film a bright and memorable chapter in her acting journey. Financial troubles and controversies marked Hedy Lamarr's later years, casting a shadow over her earlier success. Despite having earned millions during her career, she found herself struggling to make ends meet, a reality that was both frustrating and painful. She faced multiple arrests for alleged shoplifting, incidents she insisted were misunderstandings rather than deliberate acts. However, the press seized on these events, sensationalizing them and damaging her public image. This harsh scrutiny revealed the unpredictable and often unforgiving nature of Hollywood fame, where fortunes can quickly fade and personal difficulties become public spectacle. The contrast between her wealth and her financial instability underscored the toll that fame and fortune can take on a person's well-being, reminding her that success in the spotlight can be as fleeting as it is dazzling. Disillusioned with Hollywood and the way she was treated, Hedy Lamarr chose to step away from the public eye and the glamorous life she once led. She moved to Florida, seeking a quieter existence far from the constant attention and demands of fame. In this new chapter, she became a recluse, rarely making public appearances and avoiding the media altogether. Despite her withdrawal from the spotlight, recognition for her scientific achievements continued to reach her, highlighting a different side of her legacy beyond acting. During these years, she found comfort in the solitude, using the time to reflect deeply on both her successes and the regrets that came with her past experiences. This retreat marked a significant shift from the bright lights of Hollywood to a more peaceful and private life, where she could live on her own terms and find a sense of calm away from the harsh scrutiny of fame. In her later years, Hedy Lamarr chose a life of solitude, preferring to keep in touch with family and friends only through phone calls. She lived modestly, facing health challenges quietly, while reflecting on the impact of her work beyond her Hollywood fame. Over time, the importance of her invention gained recognition, and awards began to come her way. Her son Tony accepted these honors on her behalf, symbolizing the growing appreciation for her role as a pioneer in technology. As society started to see her less as just a glamorous actress, and more as a scientific innovator, Hedy found some peace in knowing her contributions were finally acknowledged. This shift helped her come to terms with her legacy as she navigated her final years. On January 19, 2000, Hedy Lamarr passed away quietly at the age of 85 in her Florida home. She was alone at the time, but her final wishes reflected a deep connection to her roots. Her ashes were scattered in the Vienna woods, a place that held sentimental value from her childhood. Beyond her stunning beauty and successful film career, Hedy's true legacy lies in her inventive mind. She contributed groundbreaking ideas that became the foundation for modern communication technologies. Her story is one of resilience and intelligence, showing that she was much more than just a Hollywood starlet. Today, Hedy Lamarr is remembered not only for her glamorous image, but as a visionary whose scientific contributions changed the world in ways few realize. Her life story reveals a woman who defied the expectations placed upon her by society and the film industry. Beyond the dazzling roles and glamorous appearances, she pursued her curiosity and intellect with determination, contributing to technology in ways that would impact the future of communication. Her invention, a frequency-hopping system designed to protect radio transmissions, laid the groundwork for modern wireless technology, including Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. This blend of creativity and intelligence challenged the narrow view of her as merely a beautiful actress, showing a legacy that bridges art and science. Her journey reminds us that true brilliance often lies beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered beyond the spotlight.